Hey there. Welcome to week 6 of your venue preparedness plan, weekly help for engagement season success. Now, this week, we're going to talk a little bit about where you're investing on online listings and also digital marketing ads. Your venue is investing a lot of money in some of these different locations and platforms. So you're probably using a mix of directory listings, which might be some of those large national directories or even some local options where you've got that online listing. And hopefully you've taken the time to either learn enough or hire the right person to be running some social media and Google ads and some different campaigns through that. But again, sometimes these things just fall out of sight, out of mind because you set it and forget it. So let's start with your online listings. Like, I really want you to go in and think of anywhere where when you Google your company's name, there's a great way to figure it out where you're listed. When you Google your company's name, see what directories come up on the list. And any of those that you're paying and investing for that you have the opportunity to control the content, it's time to give them a refresh. Double check all of your info and your links. Maybe you don't want them to go to the homepage on your website. You want them to go to the gallery. Shift that stuff up a little bit and change it around. Make sure you've got a hero image that is going to capture people's eyes and see the same thing everywhere. So what I mean by that is if you have your Facebook header image should match your online listing first photo they see, should match the first picture they get to your website. That hero, those few, oh my God, hero images that when people see it of your venue, they're like, oh my God, make sure that those are kind of all in the same order in the same places. You want it to be recognizable. That I just saw you on an online listing. I clicked through to your website. That's how I know for sure I got to the right website. So check out your hero images and maybe give them a refresh. Maybe you've gotten some rock star photos in the last year and you haven't really updated them everywhere. Also, look at your description on any kind of online listing. Is it reaching your ideal client? Are you talking about what makes you different? I want you to figure out how can you talk to the potential client. Instead of talking about yourself, talk about how you help them, work with them, and make their day the very best and their event a huge success. Talking to them instead of at them is super key. Refresh the gallery. If you have online directory listings, make sure you max out how many photos, videos. If you can put a bunch in there, put them in. I promise you those couples will keep scrolling because they want to see more and more and more. The more they get to see, the more likely they are to get directly to you as a lead. So refresh them. Maybe you've painted the room or changed the carpet or switched something out. Maybe there's cakes in there and you don't offer cakes anymore. Now's the time to take time and clean it all up. Think about where does your link go to? Do you have the potential to link to all your social media platforms? Maybe you've added TikTok since the last time you loaded that there. So make sure that you haven't changed any of the names in your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok. Make sure they all go to the correct profiles. You'd be shocked how many times we click and they don't go where they're supposed to. If you're on these different platforms, if you have reviews as an option, I want you to go in. Sometimes you can highlight a few or rearrange them, or maybe you've been slacking on reviews. Now's the time to chase and get those filled up quickly. Look at your FAQs. Can you feature real weddings there? What are some of those pieces that you can fix on those directories? Now, let's just for a second touch on online ads. You might be running your own Google ads, your own social media ads, things like that. You really need to pay attention to your analytics and make sure that these things aren't just getting impressions and eyes, but it's getting the clicks and things you want from the investment you've made. You're finding that success. So now's the time to double check who's actually seeing them, who's actually clicking on them, looking at the analytics and the data. Data is the key. You also might want to bump up the ad spend during this time of year. Meaning, if couples are heavily looking for a venue during this time that it's engagement season, why not spend a little bit more? When you look at your budget, you should be investing more in these opportunities in between December 15th and March 15th because it's the biggest range of search for venues. So maybe just up that budget a little bit more to get better reach and better quality, or also think about doing a different type of ad set. Maybe you've only got one set of ads running, but you can maybe switch it up and take some of that extra investment and run a second set of ads, maybe a video ad or a retargeting ad to someone who's already been to your website before. Your extra credit this month is to go in to our website. Christy Osborne from Mountainside Media has given us a killer social media ad checklist and scorecard where you can go in and look at if you're running your own ads, you can download it and go and compare and see how good is your content, how good is your messaging, and is it getting you to your ideal client. Stay tuned for week number 7 where you've got more tips to keep you headed towards that engagement season success.